Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from Captain Redbeard. July 3rd, the moment of truth. Ripple dropped its appeal. The SEC's next move could end it all. If they follow through, XRP isn't just ready, it's about to rip. Game-changing clarity is within reach. And you see they're citing this Sunshine Act notice on July 3rd, another closed meeting with the SEC. I think Atkins could possibly come out tomorrow and make an announcement that this case is over. I don't think it's going to happen on July 3rd. I think it's going to happen sooner than July 3rd. Let's see what happens from here. But whenever you put a date on something, it never happens on that day. President Trump says Fed Chair Jerome Powell is a stubborn mule and a stupid person. Take a listen.
We have a guy that's just a stubborn mule and a stupid person that is making a big mistake. He's making a mistake, and it lasts for years because when you do the debt. Now, I've instructed my people not to do any debt beyond 9 months or so. Get this guy out, and whoever is in there will lower rates. If I think somebody's going to keep the rates where they are or whatever, I'm not going to put them in. I'm going to put somebody that wants to cut rates. There are a lot of them out there. And I said this morning, a lot of the business shows today were saying, Trump is right. He should be cutting rates. Think of it. We have a great country. We're making a lot of money. We're taking in billions of dollars in tariffs. We have $15 trillion of money that wants to be invested here, which is a record. In 2 months, it breaks any record that we've ever had for a whole year, and not even close. 15 trillion, and it's going to be much higher than that. That's after essentially 2 months, because we've been doing it for about 2 months, 2.5 months. $15 trillion breaks every record in the book. There's never been anything like this. We have factories moving in, we have car plants moving in, we have everyone wants to be part of the United States. And
we have all this money pouring into the United States, and Powell still doesn't want to cut rates. I think he's just being spiteful, to be honest with you. And if he was to cut rates in July, I think that would get crypto really moving. All of crypto would start moving. But I think Powell's going to do the same thing he's been doing. Nothing. And that's not only pissing off the president, but it's pissing off everyone else as well. This comes from Smoke. Trump's proposal to eliminate taxes on US-based cryptocurrencies will drive more investment capital into XRP over Ethereum. I would love to see this happen either before alt season or during alt season. If he was to cut the taxes on US-made cryptocurrencies, you would see the money flow into XRP like never before, because anybody that wants to get invested would say, hey, this is a tax-free investment. If I make a lot of money, I don't have to worry about taxes. You would have so much money pouring into these US-based cryptocurrencies. It would absolutely be incredible. And again, this is not off the table either. CZ Binance says they never delisted XRP during the Ripple lawsuit. And he did this, he responded back to Brad Garlinghouse talking about the Ripple dropping the cross appeal. The reason CZ did that is because they know, the exchanges know, a surge of money is about to pour into XRP. You're going to have money shifting in the crypto space into XRP as well. And they want to capitalize on that. They want everyone to know that they stuck with Ripple all throughout the Rippleverse SEC case. And I'm telling you, these exchanges, they know a massive amount of money is on the way. This comes from Smoke. Just in, a new report from Anchorage Digital ranks RLUSD as having stronger regulatory oversight and superior reserve management compared to both USDT and USDC. You know why RLUSD is going to gain so much momentum? Because it's a solid stable coin. Ripple battled it out with the SEC for the last 4+ years. So everything that they do is going to be in a very compliant way. Plus, it's a superior stable coin because we know it's backed 1-to-1. There's no doubt it can pass an audit. And we're even going to see a lot of money flow away from Tether and USDC over the coming months as well. And that's going to add a lot of momentum to RLUSD, which is going to add a lot of momentum to XRP. ECB just failed to persuade another unelected centralized bureaucracy that stablecoins are bad, but the digital euro is good. Brussels set to disregard ECB warnings over stablecoin rules. I think what we're going to witness is a lot of countries are going to be pushing away from the digital euro as well. Because the digital euro, it's a centralized system. People don't want to have the control sitting at the central bank. A stablecoin gives you more sovereignty. But no matter which direction they go in, they still need a bridge. They still need something like XRP to move that stablecoin or central bank digital currency. But we already know Christine Lagarde is all about centralization and control. Ripple is writing the future of the UK financial system. They're not knocking on doors anymore. They're sitting at the table, and the UK just got the playbook. Now, we know the UK is coming out with the digital pound. I would love to see them pivot towards a stable coin as well. But the UK, they've been ready for years to push forward. And that's what's going on. I think Christine Lagarde is trying to get that digital euro rolled out very fast to get the upper hand on everyone else. But again, you know, we are going to see a lot of things play out overseas before it happens here in the United States. This comes from Jungle Inc. Crypto News. Big move. Axelar and Squid just teased a new connection that will send ripples across the world. XRP Ledger is getting seamlessly plugged into 70+ chains. Ethereum, Solana, Cosmos, and more. DeFi, NFT, stablecoins, cross-chain swaps, one click, unlimited potential. More growth for the XRP Ledger. And more growth for the XRP Ledger means more growth for XRP as well. You know, I've been saying it for the last 3 years now. While we were even in the worst time in crypto, Ripple just managed to continue to push ahead of the rest. XRP Ledger right now is seeing substantial growth, and a lot of projects are onboarding non-stop announcements for the XRP Ledger as well, without any substantial price movement on the price of XRP. When all of this value shows up in the price of XRP, it is going to be absolutely incredible. This comes from Sol. Tokenization is all hype and will be a meme after this cycle. I can't even believe people think like this. So like I said, nothing with any real meaning are groundbreaking. You all said all the major large institutions will launch their stables on it. Not a single one. Tokenization is all hype and will be a meme after this cycle. Sure, there will be small use cases of it, but it's not a mover in my opinion. Then what? Back to flip of the switch and conspiracies about behind the scenes with banks about to happen any day. See, all the replacing Swift talk has passed its course for the cycle for now. Anybody who believes that tokenization is not a big deal is a complete moron. The World Economic Forum said it's an $867 trillion market by 2030. You know, Axelar alone wants to bring all this value to the XRP ledger, 30 to 50 trillion dollars in real world assets. Then you look past that and you see all these other companies that want to tokenize gold and run it across the XRP ledger. But tokenization is not a big deal. It's absolutely ridiculous. You know, so many people are going to be left behind because they can't see how big this actually is. It's tokenization, it's institutional adoption, leading to mass adoption. Crypto regulations coming this year. ISO is going to be a very big deal because for the first time in history, you can include crypto in those ISO messages. And when people want to move money very fast and very cheap, they're going to utilize crypto as well. You need a bridge currency to move anything of value because countries don't trust other countries, and you need that trust layer in between as well. People are going to have so many regrets when all of this happens. Ever wonder what Chris Larsen does at Ripple? I've seen so many people saying that Chris Larsen is the real boss behind the scenes. Well, take a listen to this clip.
If you had to summarize what it is you do and why you do it, what would you say?
What I do now, I kind of feel like I'm solving problems. And I've focused on a couple of areas. Obviously, any way I can help Brad and the team on what Ripple is doing day to day. There's only one boss in the room, and that's Brad. So my job is to help him, make sure that we have proper governance at the board level, keep an eye out for interesting things going on in the world that might apply to us. It might just be headwinds or tailwinds that all companies are going to be facing. So I love absorbing. I read a lot. I absorb lots of different sources of what's going on in the world. I think that's a good role for me. Sometimes Brad doesn't have the time for that, but I can spend the time on that.
So what Chris does is he goes out and he looks for all the interesting things. He brings it back to Brad, and Brad makes it happen. That's what I got out of that. But Brad is the only boss in the room. And I'll tell you right now, Ripple's leadership is absolutely incredible. You know, they have vision to see where this is going to lead us. You know, it was always about the internet of value. It was always about capturing that derivatives market, taking over Swift at some point in the future. And all of this is actually happening. It's no longer speculation. You know, if you went back to the run in 2021, the 2021 run would have ran mostly on speculation on what's going to happen in the future. Here we are in 2025, and this run is completely different from all the previous runs because now everything is getting implemented. Everything that we thought was going to happen is now actually happening. And it is a great time to be alive and be part of this digital transformation, this fourth and fifth industrial revolution happening at the same time. Blockchain merging with AI. People don't realize this is massive. This is not only just a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but this is going to change generations going forward. And anybody that invests in this now is going to get generational wealth from it. And there's never going to be a need to sell your crypto in the future because you're going to be able to put your crypto to work for you so you don't have to go to work anymore. That's the way I look at it. It is going to open up so much time for you to do all the things you ever wanted to do. But until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.